Watch your so-called best friends. Watch your so-called best friends. Me 25 male girlfriend 23 female at the time. A little over 25 years ago, I found the woman of my dreams, we will call her Mary. We did everything together. She learned to love my passions like scuba diving and fishing. She was beautiful, smart and funny. After about a year we moved in together more or less. I still kept my own place but stayed at her place more often than not. Life was great, in fact I was thinking about asking her to marry me. Then, she started to act distant. I was getting the Heisman in bed, and she started to want alone time, picking BS fights. Always be mindful of red flags even if she tells you it's not in your head. I started to talk to my best friend Billy every night about what was happening and how I was thinking it was another man, and what I was trying to do to find out. After trying for a long time to catch her, I gave up and moved on. I ended up moving to another city about 2 hours away with a much better job. Then one day out of the blue, Mary reconnects with me. We chat for hours and hours over days and weeks. Think of Forrest Gump. We were like peas and carrots. She comes to visit. It goes well, so she moves in with me and finds a job. Things are going so well we start to look for a nicer apartment, and again I was thinking about popping the question. I was in the process of thinning things out, pitching out the junk to make the move easier. She drove up to see her folks. 2-hour drive. I had to work the next day so I did not go. I went back to pitching out things. I got to a pile of partially used legal pads and notebooks, flipped through them to make sure nothing. I was not pitching out anything important. I opened a notebook, like the ones in school with a black and white binder. It was Mary's journal. I read it, every single sorted word. I was absolutely crushed. I went into the bathroom and puked. It's been 25 years and I can still feel the pain. I hardly know where to start. She was having a non-stop sexual affair with my best friend Billy, with every sexual detail you can imagine down to the taste of our CM. Her and Billy were laughing at me about how he knew every single thing I was doing to catch them. It all falls into place. That is the reason I never caught him. I was telling my every move to the guy that was ducking my girl. A few months after our breaking up, still completely in the dark, I started to notice that Billy was very, very distant. For example, I was not invited to a barbecue held at Billy's house, which I thought was odd, but I went anyway. When I walked in, they acted like they had seen a ghost, and few were bumping their elbows to each other and were chuckling to themselves. I saw Mary there, which was not a shock as we ran with the same crowd. In hindsight, Billy looked uncomfortable, but at the time I played it off as maybe he thought he forgot to invite me and felt bad. I did not stay long as the place had a weird vibe going on. More red flags. In large part I was ostracized from my what I thought friends, still in the dark so much so that I never said goodbye to any of them when I moved. After reading her journal, I made copies, one set for me, one set for Mary's parents, one set for Billy's current wife and his parents, and left a set on top of the pile of her things by the front door. I put a note in saying, she has 24 hours to pack and leave, otherwise I will call the police. My name is on the lease. My phone blew up and I did not answer. My voicemail was filled with, I love you, you are my best friend, that was in the past, you are the love of my life, etc., etc., and more, etc. At the end of my note on top of her things it said, I will never be someone's plan B. Fast forward 20 plus years, happy married to a woman that adores me with grown kids. Moral to the story? Pay attention to red flags, and remember Caesar thought that Brutus was his friend.